My name was
She is the
Cadence
lawful
Chase.
wife
In the shadows, I was the
the
kingdom's
Holy
first
Knight's
ghost
commander,
healer,
yet
and no
framed
one had ever
again by
seen
his
my true
favorite
face.
mistress.
In public, I was the
Isabel.
wife of
He
Franklin,
never
the
trusts
commander
her,
of the Holy Knights.
only dotes on the
But my
other.
husband had never been
She
kind
walks
to me.
away,
Your jealousy is sick.
shedding her mask
You have to be
of
insane to
weakness.
push a woman who
Turns
can't swim
out,
into the deep end.
she's no abandoned
know,
wife,
actually,
but the
I'm also
legendary
afraid of
ghost
water.
healer, Theored.
You wear the sacred
Across
ring
the
baptism
ram,
medal around your neck.
the moment
How could someone blessed
her
by holy
identity
water be
is
afraid of it?
revealed,
Stop playing
he
the
begs
victim
on
with
his
me.
knees.
Don't be mad
Her
at her,
reply,
Franklin. It's
my
not
battlefield
Cadence's
was
fault.
never in the backyard.
Slipped.
Her own
If
legend
you ever lay a
begins
hand on
now.
Isabel again, I will initiate divorce proceedings before you can blink, and the prenup. The second I sign those papers, Chase family loses all protection from my family.
3 years of silence. All I got in return was him holding another woman in his arms.
Have the medical team meet us in the guest suite.
Prepare the papers. I want a divorce.
I had spent 3 years thinking I could forget that river. I was wrong.
Franklin, my head is spinning so badly.
I'm coming right now.
Every time he walked away, it felt like being cut with a dull knife. But not this time. I wouldn't let him hurt me anymore.
You will apologize to Isabel tomorrow morning. What kind of game are you playing now?
I am leaving with nothing. I just want to terminate this disgusting arrangement immediately.
You walk out that door, I will cut off all funding to the Chase family by tomorrow noon.
What happens to the Chase family is none of your concern.
You are out of your mind. If you walk out of this house, don't you ever think about crawling back.
As you wish. Franklin had once told the entire high society that this sculpture symbolized our marriage, pure and unbreakable. Have the formal divorce agreement on Franklin Muller's desk by 8 a.m. No mediation.
Boss, the Chase Manor has been cleared. No one will track your movements. Do you need the medical team on standby for the water exposure?
No. Drive straight to the Moonshadow Atelier. I needed someone. Someone who could permanently erase the humiliating scar burning on my back.
What happened? Your wife has left, sir. Look who finally decided to break out of the golden cage.
Jet Marlant was the most skilled alchemetic tattooist in the kingdom. He was also one of my most trusted informants in the Shadow Courier.
Who did this?
The price of a stupid mistake. Erase it.
Covering scar tissue this deep, the pain is going to be 10 times worse.
Pain is exactly what I need right now. With every drag of the needle, the memory of that frozen river, that rusted blade, that darkness, was being squeezed out of my flesh.
Do you want me to put the word out? Tell the underground you're back?
Keep it quiet. I have a game to play first.
Sir, this just arrived via courier from Elena Rostovov's firm. It's the formal petition for divorce.
Emerging from the cocoon was always painful. But from now on, I would fly for myself. Julian was one of Franklin's closest friends. He was reckless, but he had the instincts of a beast.
You look like a gambler who just lost his whole estate. How did that little pool drama end last night? I threw that vicious woman out. Do you mean Cadence? She shoved Isabel into the water, got caught red-handed, and then tried to act like the victim. Now she's vanished and filing for divorce. She's just trying to get me to give in. For 3 years, all she's wanted is for me to turn around and look at her. She's playing hard to get, but she picked the wrong man. I was the one who jumped into the pool last night. I pulled Cadence out.
What are you talking about?
Isabel was the one drowning. Isabel was splashing around in the shallow end. Cadence sank straight to the bottom. That wasn't an act.
She is absolutely terrified of the water.
She wears the sacred Pring baptism model around her neck. How could someone blessed by holy water be afraid of it? She's just a great actress.
That's odd. But here's what really confuses me. Why does Cadence mimic Isabel's aquaphobia?
Everyone knows Isabel developed it after she pulled you from the sighing river 4 years ago. Why aren't you resting at home?
For the first time, doubt about Isabella crept into his mind. But what he didn't realize was that the very metal he used to humiliate me was the chain that kept him blind to the truth.
Grandma.
The grand banquet for my 80th birthday is this weekend. Every old money family in the kingdom will be there. You will arrive on time, and Cadence will be on your arm.
Cadence is indisposed at the moment.
I don't care. Don't let Isabel ruin this family's name. Cadence is the only one who belongs beside you.
Where is my wife?
Sir, we can't find her.
The moment she left the estate, every second pistol on her route was wiped clean by some master shadow mage. It's like she vanished into thin air.
Cadence, wherever you are hiding, I will drag you out.
What he didn't know was that my true identity was far more dangerous than he could ever imagine. Kenzie Garner was my close friend. A wealthy heiress who was never afraid of getting into trouble and willing to stick with me.
The Skapting crystals picked up no sign of her. We can only hope someone has seen her. Cadence would never step foot in a place like...
In that moment, I decided to show him exactly what he had lost.
Mrs. Muller, out for a little fun by yourself?
There is no Mrs. Muller. I finally dumped that jerk.
Not now. Everyone's watching.
To freedom! To leaving that bastard behind!
To freedom.
Why don't we take this up to a private suite?
Are you trying to piss me off? Throwing yourself at garbage like Hunter?
At least Hunter knows how to please a woman. Not like you, worshipping some pathetic liar.
Enough of this tantrum. Come home, or I will crush the Chase family into dust.
Dream on.
Don't go. He's completely unhinged.
Let me go!
This is my wife.
Anyone who looks at her again will lose their eyes.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
Cutting your hypocritical family out of my life is absolutely the right decision. For the first time in 3 years, I can breathe fresh air. It's called a rebirth!
You don't get a rebirth unless I allow it.
Don't you ever kiss me with the same mouth you use on that liar. You make me sick. Stay away from me, ex-husband, or I will ruin you.
Boss, you're bleeding out.
Patch it in the carriage. We're done here. He stood there, his lips trembling, but no words came. Maybe he finally understood that I no longer belonged to him. But pride got in the way. He just couldn't bring himself to plea. Oddly, my heart didn't even skip a beat.
Dad.
The Royal Charity Gala is tonight at the palace. Every major house will be there. Go. Not to prove anything to them, but to remind yourself that you never truly lost who you are.
The weak, pathetic Mrs. Muller was dead. This was my signature tool as the kingdom's first healer. In the underground black market, they called me the ghost healer. Franklin and that scheming bitch would also be there tonight. But I wasn't the prey anymore. I would walk into that ballroom with a scalpel, ready to cut the rot out of their perfect little world.
Cadence.
John Luke, a prince of a neighboring kingdom. He owned trading fleets that spanned the continent.
You finally took off the nun's habit. Welcome back to the land of the living, my queen.
Behave yourself tonight. I have actual work to do.
Is this why you couldn't wait to file the divorce? To climb into another man's bed?
None of your business.
Cadence, where did you find this new friend? You really shouldn't bring strangers to such an exclusive event.
Your wealth couldn't buy you a throne in Lumina. Jean-Luc, keep your underground games to yourself. What kind of leverage did she use to get you to play her guard?
Mr. Muller, I have enough loose change in my pockets to buy out 3 of your overseas trading fleets before breakfast. Isabel is not just my date tonight. She is the one I'll protect for the rest of my life. She will be the next Mrs. Muller.
Congratulations. Birds of a feather flock together. He thought announcing his engagement would break me. What he didn't know was that I had already buried everything about him at the bottom of the sighing river. The rotation speed on this cranial drill is too high. The sanctified probe will burn the nerve before you even reach the lesion. Walter, a wealthy merchant, was lying on the floor, struggling to breathe. His business partner, Quentin Shaw, was panicking, completely at a loss.
I know a bit of healing. Let me help.
Stop. He is not in cardiac arrest. Chest compressions will kill him.
Shut your mouth! You're just a new money upstart who schemed her way into the Muller family. Get out of the way!
Cadence, this is not the time for your theatrics.
Let the professionals handle it.
In that moment, I finally realized something. He would rather believe an actress's lies than trust his own wife.
He has died.
Dad! Who did this?
She did it. She broke his ribs.
I didn't know! I was just trying to help!
Back off, Leland. Isabel is under my protection.
The airway is completely locked. I cannot cast the breath-opening spell. Then cut his throat! I can't. No sanctified field, no alchemical tools. A blind cut could sever his artery. He'll bleed out. He has less than 2 minutes.
If you don't want him to die, get the hell out of my way.
Hey.
In this moment, I shed my disguise. I was not Mrs. Muller. I was not a noble lady. I was the ghost healer. Take one more step, and his brain death is on your hands. He stood there watching me. He finally saw what I could truly do, but it was far too late.
Save him. Please, you have to save him.
Vitals are stabilizing. He's out of danger. Who did this? Which attending physician is in this room?
Healer! She doesn't even have a physician's medallion. She just hacked into his neck with a scalpel.
Are you insane? No sanctified field, no scumming crystals, no alchemical tools. Finding the psych-thyroid muscle in under 60 seconds? This is true skill. The incision bypassed the artery perfectly. The depth control is flawless. Though I have 30 years of experience, I would not have dared to make that blind cut. Madam, if it weren't for your textbook execution, Mr. Kendrick would be in a body bag right now.
Who performed chest pressures on him? 3 ribs shattered. 1 shard is a hair's breadth from piercing his lung. The person nearly killed him before he even suffocated.
The Perez family will pay for this. I will destroy you!
Please, we would be honored to have you guest lecture at the Royal Healers Hall.
I saved him out of mercy, not for reward. If I have the time, my assistant might reach out. They finally saw me, but this was only my first step. Mr. Shaw, are you leaving so soon? Just a few minutes ago, you called me a new money upstart who schemed her way into the Mueller family.
Mrs. Mueller, Cadence, I was panicked. I didn't know what I was saying. Please forgive my foolishness.
Your arrogance almost cost your partner his life. Effective Monday morning, the Chase Medical Guild will permanently sever the supply of all high-grade healing elixirs to the Shaw Hospital network.
Please, I was wrong. I am a fool. Please, don't destroy my hospital.
That's for the last 3 years of you sneering at my father in the Physicians' Council.
Franklin, let's go. Everyone is looking at us.
He was coming after me, but this time, I wouldn't look back. Keep your hands off me, or I will break your fingers.
I admit it. I've underestimated you. You've proven your value. We're calling off the divorce. Come back to the Mueller estate. I will double your shares in the holding company. I will give you a permanent seat on the family council.
Do you honestly think that everything in this world has a price tag attached to it?
So why did you save Walter? Trying to win over the Kendricks? Building your own connections before our divorce is finalized?
I saved that man because I am a healer. I showed you my ability to prove that you are a blind, arrogant fool.
You don't want me back because you love me. You want me back because your fragile male pride is terrified that I don't need you.
If I don't sign those papers, you are never getting out of this marriage!
Didn't you check your desk this morning? Elena's filing is already on it.
If you get in that carriage, I will wipe the Chase family off the map.
Try me. He meant what he said, but he forgot one thing. I had nothing left to lose.